Andrew Wiggins' situation is the biggest mystery in basketball right now. This went completely under the radar with the Ja Morant incident dominating all the headlines. But this right here is a huge story and could change the entire NBA playoffs. For those that don't know, Andrew Wiggins last played an NBA game over a month ago, February 14th, 2023. He has since left the team with no expectation to return anytime soon. Andrew Wiggins just disappeared with no explanation as to why, not from him, nor from the team. And while they have done a great job keeping whatever's happened behind closed doors, we as human beings are curious creatures who will speculate when uncertain, and there has been some rumours of late, devastating rumours, that if true, explain why not only Wiggins isn't playing, but also why the Warriors are keeping this in-house. This video is about to get crazy. Subscribe to the channel and let's waste no time. Now, the word going around is that the reason Andrew Wiggins isn't playing is because he recently found out that his wife had been cheating on him with his best friend, and that his two kids he's been raising the past 2 years are not actually his kids. Now, that's the rumour, and what I will say is if true, that would be absolutely soul destroying. You've been betrayed by your girlfriend, your best friend, two people who are supposed to be closest to you, and you've also lost your kids as well. That is enough right there to break any man, and if this is true, it makes everything make sense. It is a completely justifiable reason for Wiggins to take time off, and it also explained why the Warriors haven't commented on the situation publicly. Because of that, whatever Wiggins is going through at the moment has to be serious. A competitive professional athlete wouldn't just take time off in the middle of the season otherwise. Now, what I want to make very clear is that this is just a rumour. It has yet to be confirmed nor denied by Andrew Wiggins or the Warriors directly. There wasn't any credibility to it until Paul Pierce tweeted about it. Since then, it has been addressed on social media. Andrew Wiggins' wife denies the story entirely, calling the internet a sick place and saying that the rumours are the furthest thing from the truth. Draymond Green also spoke about it on his podcast, saying this.
The fact that a rumor about Andrew Wiggins, whether what y'all saying is true or not, really has no bearing on my life. Nor does it have any bearing on y'all life. Like, y'all are so thirsty to know what's going on in someone's life that becomes the thing. Sometimes people disgust me. You don't know what someone is dealing with, and then you make them deal with that? What if that's not what the person's dealing with? Stop it. It's disgusting.
Now listen, I get that the internet can be a sick place. We are overly intrusive when it comes to the personal lives of those in the public eye. We are overly curious when it comes to stuff that ain't our business at all. That being said, what do you expect? It is the internet. I'll say this, it's very easy for Draymond Green, who's on the inside, to come on here and tell everyone else to mind their business, when he himself knows exactly what's going on. I'm sure if they deprived him from the information as to why his teammates suddenly stopped playing, he'd want to know why as well. That's exactly the position Warriors fans are right now. And the Golden State Warriors have to take some blame for this situation based on how they've handled it. If you deprive the public from information, you make the information more desirable to obtain. And if you leave things up to interpretation, people are going to come to their own conclusions. And if this rumour is entirely false, it is in a way their fault for not clarifying what's really going on. Even if it isn't true at all, they can come out right now and deny this. But by not doing so, they are only making the rumour more believable. Of course, if someone has just made this up out of thin air, and there's not a dribble of truth in this story, then that's just one evil individual. However, there isn't anything wrong with the general public wanting to know what's going on. They are entitled to wonder why Wiggins isn't playing right now. And at the moment, that rumour is the only explanation out right now as to why he's not playing. So it's common sense that until you give them another reason or explanation or come out and say that the whole thing ain't so, then the public are going to believe the only story that's accessible to them. This rumour, whether true or not, is what the general public believes. You ask a casual NBA fan why Wiggins ain't playing right now, he'll probably say something along the lines of, well, I don't know for sure, but apparently it has something to do with his wife and kids. That's where we're at with it right now. So if this isn't true at all, it is unfair on Wiggins' wife, his kids and his best friends to just leave that up in the air. Someone's got to come out and clear it up if it isn't true. And obviously whatever it is Wiggins is going through right now, you don't need to go into specifics about that. But just saying it's a personal matter in an ideal world may be enough. But in reality, it's way too vague. You're gonna have to do better than that to satisfy the NBA world. If you're the organization, you gotta throw the dog a bone, give the people something to chew on. Otherwise, the internet is gonna internet, and having this narrative attached to your family name, if it is indeed false, is surely not at all helping Wiggins with whatever he's going through. And if it is in fact true, well, as devastating as that situation is, reality is that in the public eye, you cannot suppress the truth forever. It will eventually come out. So if this really is why, and it's now leaked, you'd be as well just confirming it. You gotta face the music at some point, or it'll just hang over your organization like a cloud until people know what's really going on. Because sports fans do dehumanize professional athletes. They do not care about you, they care about whether or not you're producing for their team, which is why there's been so much backlash surrounding this Wiggins absence. He is a key part of the Warriors team. He is being paid millions of dollars to play basketball, and he isn't playing basketball. Golden State is a worse team because of it, and the fans want to know why. Because make no mistake about it, Andrew Wiggins is a very unique player. He's one of the few I can think of who is considered underrated and overrated at the same time. Despite what he's accomplished in his career, Andrew Wiggins is considered by many people to be an NBA bust. He was a #1 pick who came into the league with very high expectations and failed to reach the all-time great heights expected of him. For a lot of people, that makes him a bust. Which is interesting because if you detach the pre-draft expectations and all the narratives about Andrew Wiggins and you just look at his career for what he's accomplished, you tell me for yourselves whether this resume is worthy of the bust tag. He was the #1 pick in the draft, won NBA Rookie of the Year, made an NBA All-Star team as a starter, won an NBA championship, averaged 20 points per game for his career, and made around $250 million in career earnings. That's a heck of an NBA career so far, and at 28 years old, he can go on to achieve much more. And I bring all of this up not to be the repetitive NBA YouTuber listing every accolade and accomplishment to prolong the video, but to put some respect on Wiggins' name as a hooper. He may not have lived up to the pre-draft hype, but he's a very good NBA player, and I don't know why some of us pretend that he isn't. Last season was really the turning point for Wiggins. The Timberwolves thing had served its course, he'd been traded to Golden State, and after settling in, he really elevated his play, particularly on the defensive side of the floor. He became a two-way player. Wiggins was outstanding through both the regular season and playoffs, earned his respect from the basketball world on the sport's biggest stage during last year's finals. Wiggins played a pivotal role, neutralizing Jason Tatum in big moments. He got his flowers and deserved them. He was a big reason the Warriors won last year's championship. And because of that, big things were expected of Wiggins this season. It seemed as if he'd finally found himself a home in Golden State and was in the perfect position to prosper. In fact, many people expected the Warriors to repeat as champions, and while the team has been disappointing in the regular season so far, make no mistake about it, Golden State are a team none of the top seeds want to see early doors in the postseason. But I tell you right now, in order for the Warriors to make that kind of dark horse run, they're going to need Andrew Wiggins, and that's what makes this situation so unfortunate. But that right there is just the basketball. Look, I sympathize with Wiggins, I really hope he gets the help he needs. It's obviously a very serious matter and the Warriors won't speak on it for good reason. But at the end of the day, it's the beginning of a new one. Good night, peace.